Why do we celebrate Chanuka? What's the purpose of the festival of Chanuka? If we were to ask that question, many people would answer that the reason why we celebrate Chanuka is because of the miracle of the oil. The oil that was found in the Beit HaMikdash was supposed to last for 1 day, but actually it lasted for 8 days. A miracle. Let's celebrate Chanuka. But actually, if we were to look into the Siddur and look at the prayer that we say on Chanuka, if we were to look at the prayer of Al Hanisim, interestingly, we would find no mention of the miracle of the oil. I have a Siddur here with me. We read, B'imei Matityahu ben Yochanan Kohen Gadol, we're told the time when the miracle happened, and we're told about a battle. And in the battle we're told about the Rabbim Biyad Ma'atim, the many that died in the hands of the few, Risha'im Biyad Tzadikim, the wicked ones in the hands of the righteous ones, the Jews that defeated the Greeks. We're told of all the miracles, and yet we're not told about the miracle of the oil. Why is the miracle of the oil not mentioned in our Siddur? When we thank Hashem for Chanukah, we make no mention of the miracle of the oil. If you want to find a reference to the miracle of the oil, we turn to the Gemara in Shabbat, Daf Kaf Aleph, and there we see a description of the miracle of the oil. My Chanukah, asks the Gemara, and then we're told about the miracle of the oil, how they found one cruse of oil that was supposed to last for 1 day, but miraculously that cruse of oil lasted for 8 days. So why is it that the Siddur tells us the miracle of the oil, the Siddur tells us the miracle of the battle, and the Gemara tells us the miracle of the oil? Why is it that there's no mention of the miracle of the battle in the Gemara, and no mention of the miracle of the oil in the Siddur? To answer that question, I want to turn to a beautiful idea expressed by the Ramban, Nachmanides. The Ramban explains, at the end of Sefer Bereshit, in a different context, mentions that there are 2 types of miracles. He calls those 2 types of miracles a nes nigla and a nes nistar. An open miracle and a hidden miracle. A nes nigla, an open miracle, like the splitting of the Red Sea, the 10 plagues, when the sun stood still in the middle of the sky at the time of Yehoshua. These are open miracles. You see what happens and you appreciate that something extraordinary is happening. But there are also nisim nistarim, hidden miracles. A miracle like the fact that we were able to wake up this morning. Miracles like watching a sunset. Sometimes we experience a miracle of a birth of a child. These are hidden miracles because we don't perceive them initially as extraordinary. The Ramban explains that the purpose of an open miracle, a nes nikla, is in order to open our eyes to the nes nistar. If it's the same God that created the nes nigla, that same God created the nes nistar. And the nes nigla allows me to appreciate the nes nistar. With this model of the Ramban, I want to share something about Chanukah, something that appears in an important book called Siftei Chaim, a book written by a Rav Chaim Friedlander, who was a student of Rav Eliyahu Dessler. He says these 2 models, nes nistar and nes nigla, these 2 types of miracles appear in Chanukah too. We have the open miracle of the oil that was supposed to last for 1 day, but miraculously it lasted for 8 days. That's an open miracle. But there's another miracle, and the miracle is that we, the Jews, defeated the Greeks. Now that's a hidden miracle, and the reason why it's a hidden miracle is because if I'm wearing my armor and I'm fighting in a battle and I win a war, I could think that it's not God who created this victory, but it was me. I won the war because I was there fighting. It was my strategy, my ideas, my way of manipulating the enemy into a position. I won the war. But actually it's not that way. That's also a miracle. It was God guiding me along the way. It was a nes nistar. And the purpose of the Nes Nigla, the open miracle, is to appreciate the hidden miracle, the winning of the battle. If we turn back now to our original question, why is it that the miracle of the oil doesn't appear in the Siddur, in Al HaNisim? The reason why it's not in the Siddur is because it's not the essence of Chanuka. The purpose of the miracle of the oil, the open miracle, is simply to open my eyes to appreciate God in the hidden miracle. But ultimately, I'm thanking God for the hidden miracle, the victory in the battle. And therefore, when I open my Siddur, I don't thank God for the miracle of the oil. That was an open miracle, but it didn't make my life better. It didn't save lives. It didn't make the world a better place. The battle did. But I can only appreciate God in that battle, in the hidden miracle, through the open miracle. But when I open my Siddur, I thank God for the hidden miracle, the miracle of the battle, because in essence, that's really what I'm thanking God for on Chanuka. With this idea, allow me to share a blessing for all of us. Yehi Ratzon for all of us, that the open miracle, our Chanukiyot that we light on Chanukah, the memory of that miracle, that open miracle, please God, that open miracle should open our eyes to appreciate the hidden miracles that accompany us at every stage of our lives. Chanukah Sameach.